Some people learn the hard way. Because it's one thing if you have one incident and that's it, or possibly two and that's it.
There's an old saying in Tennessee, I know it's in Texas, probably in Tennessee, that says, fool me once, shame on you. If fool me, we can't get fooled again.
Now he's starting to have a string of incidents. I'm starting to think it's just something about him where he likes that lifestyle.
And the problem is, once you get that label on you, it sticks.
It's hard to get rid of it.
For example, let's look at Chris Brown. Squeaky clean image.
Yeah.
And then what happened? He had the whole Rihanna thing, and then after that, a string of incidents. And now Chris Brown, anytime any little thing happens, people just bring up everything from the past that happened to him.
Josh had a string of incidences, and some involving guns. One incident where he was playing basketball apparently at his house, and he beat up a 17-year-old, and then went into his house and grabbed a gun.
Glad to have kept it the way it was. Keep the because I'm done with it.
That's so stupid in
How
so
dumb
many
is that?
ways. Bro, and the thing is, he's like, what, 23 now? Why would you beat up a 17-year-old?
Apparently, the 17 was talking trash and was threatening him or something. I don't know.
Talking trash to an NBA player. Oh my gosh. Like, that doesn't happen in the stand every day.
Now, here's the thing, though.
Yeah.
You make a good point, but here's the thing. We have to keep in mind the company he keeps. And I'm not trying to project. I'm just basing this off of other stories I've heard.
Yeah.
For example, another altercation he was involved in. During the game, the teams got into it. It happens all the time.
Duarte pushed him, and Morant's not going anywhere with that. He's telling him, don't touch me. Now you see Jones in the middle of it. We got it's a little feisty here. We got other folks coming to get in it. It's Pops. Yeah, okay. Now that's not gonna work.
They dudes are going, they're playing sports. And then the Pacers team and the Grizzlies team got into it. After the game, outside the Pacers team bus, Ja Morant's entourage was threatening the Pacers players. And apparently there was a gun shown and a red light, all kinds of stuff. So what I bring that up to say, he's clearly hanging around people that aren't the best characters. So I'm assuming that 17-year-old might have been part of that collection of people that were not the best characters, and maybe things got heated. But still, beating up a 17-year-old as an NBA player
Sounds dumb as
sounds crazy.
It sounds dumb as The first thing that came to my mind is that this is the opposite of the Michael B effect.
Michael B Jordan, the director and the star of Creed 3. And, you know, we know each other. We go way back all the way to Chad Science in Newark, okay?
The corny kid, right?
What was the problem, the Michael B Jordan effect, right? It was that people saw him as corny because he wasn't doing what everyone else was doing. Ja Morant is the opposite. He's the guy that went the other way, that said, you know what, I want to be this image. And he was lucky enough to still be doing dumb stuff and still be able to go to the league and not get caught up in all the dumb stuff that you can get yourself into, like getting locked, getting those BS weed charges, you know, other charges, assault, battery. Like, he was enough to get away with it and still have the same mindset. But just the fact that, you know, it's just unfortunate that some people never let go of that mindset and they keep that with them. Because Ja Morant, he's not a thug, man. So the fact that, like, he just built so much into this persona that's dragging him so much down, like, what's the point of going to the NBA and still trying to be a gangster? If you want to be a gangster, then go be a gangster. But then don't take that opportunity away from someone that actually wants to be a ball player. Like, why would you do that? And I get it, because growing up and, you know, you're black, what's the imagery on TV? 99.9% of the time, it's you're a rapper, you're a drug dealer. You know, it's promoting that urban lower level life is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I could see how someone who's younger could admire it because being younger, it looks like they get all the rewards, right? So what do you see in the rap music video? You see people with the cars, you see them with the women, you see them with the persona. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot that's attracting a lot of young men to it. So I can't ignore the fact that, like, we don't promote it in this culture, because we do. I mean, it is what it is.
It seems like Ja Morant went like the Tupac route, where he's not really about that
life.
Yeah,
he's like a chill dude, but he's like influenced, yeah.
And then what he did was he adopted that persona, and then once you get more money, you become more of who you are, but he became more of who he is pretending to be.
I'm not gonna lie, because that stuff always what makes me mad, because I know in my area, I know people, because I grew up middle class, regular like everybody else. I knew people in my neighborhood, well, not in my neighborhood, but I knew people in my school who came from giant houses, like big houses, nice houses. Their parents had good jobs, like their mom was like a nurse. And you see them trying to act hard. You see them just doing dumb stuff to try to get attention. And I'm like, dude, you don't even come from this. Your mom is a nurse. You come from a good family. Because what do you see people that are in that culture do? They're holding the guns up to their face. They're getting lit.
Stacks of money.
Dancing,
Like
real corny stuff, right?
Corny stuff.
That's what they're doing. That's why I'm saying that's where, to me, when I look at that, I'm like, okay, that's where he's drawing the inspiration from.
Yeah.
You finally made it to the upper class. Why are you taking guidance from people who are not even in the middle class? It's like lower middle class. Does it make any sense? So I think ultimately it's unfortunate the fact that he feels like, you know, the need to do the most unnecessary things to jeopardize his opportunities. But I mean, honestly, I think he'll be all right. He's 23 years old. He'll learn from it. I'm pretty sure some, you know, OGs have reached out to him, like Shaq or Shannon Sharp or any, you know, or even other old NBA players. Because I know back in the day, you know Allen Iverson, right? Of
course.
How he used to get in trouble a lot, and like even before, like he tried to really embrace the gangster persona. So like he even tried to come out with like a rap tape that it never came out, but like he was like saying like, oh, you know, I shot some people and all this other stuff like that. And then eventually he learned his lesson, and you know, Iverson grew from it. Main point is when you're in the public eye, you got to be very careful about what you put out.
Right.
You got to be very careful about not only how you perform on the field, but how you perform off the field, or in this case, on the court or off the court.
Right.
Because people are watching and people are looking for any reason to take you out of your opportunity, right?
Correct.
Because it's not hard. If we be honest, it's not hard. It's like what they say, trouble is easy to get into and hard to get out of.
Yeah.
All right, guys, so this has been Bad Decisions. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Looks like he ultimately made the worst decision. But like I said before, I think he'll be all right. It doesn't seem like they're slapping the things on him yet. So like, comment, and let us know what you guys want to see from us next. All right.